In today's video, I'm going to be reconciling my May 2020 budget. I'm going to be talking you through how the month of May went in terms of the zero-based budget in which I had set myself for the different spending categories. I'm going to show you how I spent each category and how I closed off the month. So stay tuned to see how I did this. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tolu, and on this channel I share content all around personal finance, budgeting, frugal DIY projects, and I'll show you how to live your best life on a budget. So in today's video I'm going to be recapping and going through my spend for the month of May. So without further ado, let me get right into the numbers for you. As you can see, my opening balance is red, and that's because we started the month of May on a minus figure, minus £531 to be precise, and that was because we overspent significantly in the previous month. So I was determined for the month of May to ensure that this didn't happen again, and I really wanted to make sure that I stick to my zero-based budget. So last month we overspent quite a lot in our food budget category, and I wanted to make sure not to repeat that mistake in the month of May. So we set ourselves a more realistic food budget for the month of May of £200, and I really wanted to make sure we stuck to it. As you can see, I didn't quite achieve my goal and we did still overspend, but not as bad as I did last month. I think last month I overspent by like £150, whereas this month we overspent by £60. So hopefully next month I can do even better. So moving on to the home category, and our home expenses were as predicted. We paid our mortgage and we paid our council tax as predicted. I actually need to make sure next month that I don't round up the actual amounts and use the precise figures to make sure our budget is even more accurate. Moving on to utilities, and I'm pleased to report that the gas and electricity that we topped up at the beginning of the month actually lasted throughout the whole month. The electricity was just about to run out a couple of days ago, but we used the emergency credit, so that's good. We can actually top it up for the new month without overspending. See, I did the same thing here as well with the water bill in terms of rounding it up. So next month I'm going to make sure I actually use the precise amount so that the budget is even more accurate. Moving on to giving, I've mentioned in previous videos that I don't like to actually talk about how much I give, but we do like to pay our tithes and we do like to also give for charitable causes. So the next category on our list is subscriptions, and in terms of our subscriptions, all of them have come out and been paid successfully. The numbers were a little out in terms of how much we predicted versus the actual numbers. So things like my Canva, for example, is paid in US dollars. So depending on the exchange rate, that fluctuates on a monthly basis. Also, a lot of the numbers are rounded up. So like I mentioned previously, in terms of rounding up the numbers and wanting to change that for next month, that's something I'm going to do in the subscriptions. Also, I'm going to make sure I import the actual numbers that come out every month instead of just rounding up the numbers, because I do actually know how much they are. So I just need to make sure I change that for next month because it's just already in the template. So I need to make sure I tweak it for the June budget. Nothing to report in terms of transport because the car is still sitting on the drive. I've literally driven maybe twice this whole month, so the petrol is still on way over half a tank, and the last time I filled it up was in March. So yeah, no car costs for the month of May. The next category that we have is fun and entertainment. So we set ourselves a budget of £150 each for fun and entertainment, and I actually haven't spent my £150. I spent £27 of it so far on a new foundation and nothing else. I know I've surprised myself because that's not usually the case when it comes to me and shopping. But yeah, I haven't actually bought anything other than my foundation. But I didn't want to only put £27 in the spreadsheet because then my balance will be consumed into this budget for next month, which I didn't want to happen. I wanted to keep my money for myself. So I took that money and I put it in my savings account. So I've got that money set aside for me to spend when I find something that I actually want to buy. We didn't actually budget to spend any money for the kids this month because two of them had their birthdays last month and they got so many presents. I literally got so much clothes, so much toys, so much everything. So we didn't think we would need to buy them anything this month, and I hadn't planned to buy them anything this month. But basically one of them popped their swimming pool or their paddling pool in the garden, so I needed to get them a replacement one. So I ordered one for them on Amazon, and that's why we ended up spending money in the kids category this month. Quickly moving on to the next category, we have insurance, and life insurance came out this month and it was £46.62. Again, like I said, in the other categories, I need to stop rounding up the actual numbers because I know what the number is now rather than estimating it. I should put the actual number in so that it's more accurate and the budget balances out better. Moving on swiftly, we have childcare costs. Like I mentioned in my last video, we don't have any childcare costs at the moment due to this whole lockdown situation. The kids are at home, there's no school, there's no after school club, there's no nursery, so there was no need to allocate any money to this expense this month. The next category is miscellaneous. Now, miscellaneous are all the expenses that fall outside the other categories that we have on our budget. So anything that we can't find the category for on the list, we put under miscellaneous. I didn't actually allocate any money to miscellaneous this month because I didn't think it would be necessary, but we did end up incurring a few miscellaneous expenses, one of which was my Google Drive. So my cloud storage had become so full. I don't know how I managed to max it out, but I did. So I needed to expand my bandwidth, and it works out cheaper to just buy the annual membership, or should I say annual subscription, instead of buying the monthly subscription. So I did that, and then also we had some expenses that we incurred for the garden because we needed to buy weed killer and bits for the garden. So that was the other miscellaneous expense that we had for the month. So that was 60 something pounds that we hadn't budgeted for. So for the month of May, we didn't plan to send any money to our savings and investment account. Neither did we plan to send any money to our sinking fund account. And the reason for this is because our focus is building our £12,000 emergency fund. So that's an emergency fund that should last us for 6 months in case any emergencies arise, especially with what's going on in the world at the moment, all the uncertainty, all the unemployment that's happening, etc. We want to make sure that we put our family in the most safest and most secure financial position that we possibly can. So I think the priority for us is really ensuring that we have that 6-month emergency buffer, and then we can resume mortgage overpayments, saving and investing, and building our sinking funds again. As mentioned in my May budget walkthrough video, we sent £1,009 to our emergency fund in the month of May. So looking at the grand total, you can see that I didn't quite stick to my zero-based budget, and we did overspend once again this month. However, it's a big improvement, I'd say, on last month. So this month we've overspent by £150, whereas last month obviously we overspent by over £500. So we're getting there, getting closer to that zero figure, which is what we want to be seeing, and reduce that overspend even more. So that literally concludes my May 2020 budget reconciliation video. I hope you guys found that interesting. I hope you found it useful, seeing how I actually reconcile my numbers at the end of the month and see where we've performed and underperformed, where we've come in under and over budget, so that we can kind of see where we're doing well, see where we need help and need to improve, so that we can do better in the following month. So I mean, from £500 overspend to £150 overspend, you can see that we're getting better at managing the budget. So if you want to actually grab a copy of my budget template, let me know in the comment section below, or send me an email at info@tollyfrimpong.com, and I'll be more than happy to literally send you a copy of a blank budget template for you to use for your own numbers. Thank you so much for watching. If you do like this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Tell a friend about this video, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your mum, share it with your dad, share it with everybody, and I will see you on my next video. Thank you for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.